So this is my 1999 Chevy Suburban that I've turned into a overlanding vehicle. Now, for those of you who don't know what overlanding is, it's basically like camping, but like you would camp in an RV, but in a SUV or an off-road vehicle, which the benefits of that is you're capable of going to spots where an RV usually can't go because the terrain is rough and there's no four-wheel drive on an RV. So with a vehicle like a Suburban with four-wheel drive, you're able to go a little bit on the deeper end to places that are kind of remote and kind of, a little solitude. It's a little bit more fun than just kind of being amongst the crowds of RVs and other campers. So this gives you the ability to kind of go a little bit further than that. Also, it's really nice, especially in these times, social distancing and all. You could totally social distance yourself and your family with a vehicle like this. Go a little bit further away from people, until this whole thing's over. Anyways, so yeah, let's get started. As you can see, it is not your average Suburban. It's definitely modified to be able to handle off-roading and other stuff as well. So let's start with the exterior here. You could see the suspension has been raised about 3 inches. So that gives it a little bit more ground clearance. So, for rougher fire roads or rougher terrain, it's perfect for that. Also, I've took out the stock running boards and I've added some nice side steps. Those are aluminum. They are powder coated black. The wheels and the front grille are also powder coated black. That kind of give it a more aggressive look, not your typical average Suburban family Suburban, so this is definitely a little bit more rugged. Also, there are some nice spotlights in the front. These are pretty bright. You could move them, adjust them to shine, in places that are super dark in the middle of nowhere. There's also a light bar up top. That's also very bright, controlled by an individual switch. You could see there is a awning, which later on we will open and we will explore. There's a roof basket with the spare tire, and it's also capable of holding many other items like crates and stuff. Also, the best part about this thing is that it has solar panels, 2 100-watt solar panels that are connected to a solar controller inside, which is also connected to a lithium-ion battery rated at 200 amp hour, which is a pretty powerful battery. So that pretty much concludes the exterior of the Suburban. Let's move on to the interior now. Okay, moving on to the interior of the Suburban. So as you can see, this is the bed platform with a 50-inch mattress. It's about almost a twin size. Oh, I'm sorry, not a twin, a full-size mattress. 2 people can sleep in here. Also here you could see the build includes a shelving unit with some insulation in the back. Also a shelving unit on this side with some insulation in the back. Here you will find this is a inverter switch. So when you turn this on, what happens is you're able to access your outlets, AC outlets. And currently I have a fan plugged into the AC outlets, and that is this switch right here. So you on and then off, and then here, this is your 12-volt kind of controller. So you turn this on and it tells you the battery voltage, current battery voltage. There's a USB plug right here, and also a 12-volt battery, or car charger right in here. So this is really cool. So you could plug a few little pieces, like here I have a little lamp. So right now if we plug that in, here, and this is all this stuff is connected to the battery. So let's go ahead and plug that in, and then nope, voila, we got light. So turn this off. Yep. So you definitely have power, and all this is available for you because of the solar panels that is connected to an individual battery in the back, which I will show you now. Okay. Well, the battery is actually back here. This is a propane tank, which I will talk about in a minute. So this is the little latch that has the battery inside. And this is the solar controller. The inverter is right up top here, and you got a battery kill switch and a few other items to prevent the battery from getting drained. So, you know, all that is technical stuff. So moving on, we have a little sink area, and what that is basically a 7-water gallon with a spout. And then you basically open the sink, you move this forward, and voila, you've got yourself a nice little sink. Let's close that. Actually, there's a hose that is, oddly enough, the Suburban has a little hole in here that I could just kind of stick the hose in, which will drain behind the bumper. I can also put another hose behind this little insert, and it could drain into a bucket or something. So really, really cool. I kind of geeked out over that little thing, you know, just because it's so convenient. Anyways, moving on. Here is a drawer, which I have in here a nice 2x4 foldable table that could be used, you know, for put it under the awning. I have 2 lawn chairs as well that are also stored under the platform. I'll show you in a minute. Here is the propane tank, and basically the idea here is you take out your propane tank, and then I have these little you know, like toppers or whatever you want to call them, so you can have a small little cooking area right here, you know, or you can extend it out and have another one for, you know, more space. So there you go. You know, that gives you a little bit more space to work with. Right here is our fridge. This is a 12-volt fridge that is hardwired to the battery, and currently it's reading, I don't know if you can see that, 35 degrees. So right now it's nice and cold. It's been running all day. Today I wanted to test it out. So far so good. Battery's not being drained. Fridge is operational. So yeah, that's the back area. That's kind of like the sink, fridge, battery, electrical station. And over to this side, this particular setup right now is made for a three-seater. So there's a single seat on this side, and basically what happens is, which I'll demonstrate in a minute, the bed folds all the way back there, and then I'm able to fold the platform that way and then bring the seat up, which allows for a passenger to tag along. Now, mind you, you can only sleep 2 in here. So this means that if you're going to have an extra person tagging along, that person is going to have to either pitch a tent outside, or what eventually I'm going to do is I'm going to make room for a rooftop tent up top. So this can potentially be a 4-seater camper. So, you know, that's for another day. But for now, it's a 2 to 3 person camper, which I can make it actually up to 5 people. I can transport up to 5 people, but only 2 people can sleep in here, because I can also install the bench on the other side as well. So there's a lot of possibilities with the Suburbans, and I actually love them because they're so spacious, they're so reliable, they're so you know, they're so versatile, they're inexpensive, then the list goes on and on and on. So, you know, so that's pretty much it. as far as the interior. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you the seat, and then I'm going to show you the awning, and yeah, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so here is the seat up, and this side of the platform has been folded over, and the mattress has been folded over to the back. So this happens if there's another person coming along. And like I said earlier, you could have a bench seat under this platform, which will eventually fold out that way, and then you can have pretty much 3 people sitting here. So you can have 5 people, up to 5 people being transported comfortably in the Suburban, and then you know, 2 people can sleep inside, and then the rest will have to pitch a tent outside or something. And yeah, so that's the interior. You know, basically it's really nice and comfortable in here. Actually, you got all the features of the you know, all your typical SUV features. I got a nice little stereo in here. That stereo's got a backup camera. It's definitely needed for a vehicle this size. So let's show you the awning next. Okay guys, this is the awning. It's pulled out. Like I said earlier, it's 8 by 6. Lots and lots of space underneath. You can, you know, put 2 lawn chairs, a table. It'd be really nice to hang out under this thing away from the sun. You know, today especially because it's like 90 degrees outside. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. You need 2 people to pull it out. 1 is kind of a pain, so 2 works a lot better. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hope you like the project. So potentially I'm looking to build more. There's another one that is going to be built very soon as well. This is a Tahoe, not a Suburban. The Suburban is longer, so the Tahoe is a little bit shorter. I have some ideas for it. You could see there's a rooftop tent up top, so a little sneak peek to what's coming on this guy. But for now, thanks for watching. Have a good one.